Over the weekend, we had the men and women NCAA basketball Final Four culminating last night, and the men's championship game. I kind of butchered that.
Hey, let's pass it on to Devin.
Yeah. Karma's a bitch. So before we get into anything, I just want to give a quick shout out to Anthony J, who actually won our league ambassador bracket challenge. He gets a $25 gift card courtesy of the league ambassadors. So what I wanted to talk about, guys, your thoughts on the weekend's events. And I just wanted to start with Friday's Shot Heard Around the World with Miss Morgan William.
Yeah. I mean, Mississippi State, listen, it's not surprising that they lost Sunday because you got the letdown factor, the fact that they haven't beaten South Carolina in, I think, like 11 previous games. But their performance against Connecticut, the vaunted Connecticut women's basketball program, was admirable.
Snapping the streak. Snapping that 111-game streak. I mean, that's impressive.
Oh, we were talking about women's basketball.
Yes.
Fuck out of here. Come on, man.
Oh, low, man.
No, you still got to make that shot, though.
Yeah, you got to make the shot.
You got to make that shot.
Okay.
Omar would have to watch it to know.
Yeah.
But.
Right.
Anybody would have to watch it to know. Let's not pretend that y'all didn't all see the highlights.
No, I
saw the game.
I watched the second half of the game.
And then watching the game,
You got the yard outs.
Well, honestly, it was on TV. He wasn't actually watching this shit.
through osmosis, he was watching. No, but Kenyon, you actually watched it.
Yeah.
Because we had a discussion about events leading up to before the shot. There was some controversy that happened.
Exactly. The one thing I don't like about the rule, it was like a what is it? Turnabout is fair play. I think.
Well, explain it to me because I don't know what you're talking about. The rule.
The rule specifically around. So I don't know. It's maybe about 25 seconds left, and Connecticut had the ball. They attempted an entry pass. The person that they were, the girl that they were trying to throw the ball into, she basically threw an elbow at the Mississippi State player. They didn't call a foul. There was a turnover in possession. Mississippi State comes down, drives, airballs their shot. Connecticut gets the rebound. Now it's about 14 seconds left. They're coming down, and Connecticut calls a timeout to set up for the final shot. During the timeout, the refs go to review whether or not the elbow to the girl's face was a flagrant foul. Because in college, if it's a flagrant foul, it's a free throw plus possession. And at this point, the score was, they were down, Connecticut was down 2 at the point of the timeout. So if you can imagine, you get 2 free throws
and the ball.
Which is exactly what happened, and Mississippi State coach was livid. So the refs
were the real MVPs this weekend.
I mean, apparently it's an actual rule in college.
It's like 3 possessions later.
I've seen it a couple of times, but yeah, what didn't feel right about it, and you could tell like the Mississippi State coach, what he was upset about was the fact that you had the actual possession, they didn't call anything. Mississippi State comes down, has a possession. Connecticut gets the ball, brings the ball back across the court, and calls a timeout. And you want to review something that happened 3 plays ago?
Yeah, and then they hit the 2 free throws,
tied the game.
Yeah. Then
they got to give. Connecticut blew it because instead of milking the clock to take the final shot, the girl drives to the hoop, misses the shot. And then, her name is William? I think her last name is William. Morgan William drives down and hits the shot.
Did that mess up any of you guys' women's bracket?
No, I had it picked out all the way. South Carolina. I got all games right.
Actually, I'm pretty sure it messed up anyone who did a women's bracket. It messed up their bracket.
All 3 of them.
But who put money down on Connecticut to lose though? They must have came up.
No, they came up.
If it happened, I mean,
what
it was
the
pretty
ref's
remarkable.
name?
Yeah, exactly. It was a great effort by Mississippi State.
And
I mean,
they were out of gas on Sunday night.
Out of gas, and it was a letdown, just a straight up letdown. I mean, that was a 100. That was their championship for them.
Yeah. So Don Staley, who those of you don't know, is one of the all-time greats. Who's the coach of South Carolina. One of my favorite, if you can believe this, Omar, female college hoop stars. She was the first girl I saw rock the salt and pepper hairdo crossing people up.
I was joking, man. Yeah, so I know who Don can ball.
Yeah, she went to the Final Four 3 times as a player, never won.
I'm not.
She finally got her share. Nah, she's gonna give you work. So so kudos to them. Congratulations to South Carolina. Kev, I wanted to swing this to you specifically because you're one of those basketball purists. Let's talk about the Final Four on Saturday. Mr. Jordan Bell in his box out game.
Okay. And he took the blame for it. He didn't box out, and it was awful. You let a smaller guy come in and knock the ball away from you like that. But I personally don't think they lost that game because of Jordan Bell. As hard as that is for some people to
They
believe.
wouldn't have gotten in. They wouldn't have gotten to the
wouldn't have
game
been
without
there.
Jordan Bell.
Exactly. He had 16 rebounds that game. Granted, the two that they needed.
He needed 18.
At least 17.
17 would have worked.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, they just Oregon didn't play a good game. I mean, they were jacking up threes that they weren't hitting. They had 16 turnovers. It just wasn't a clean game, and you have to. We've been saying it since we started on the show. If you're going to beat one of those top dogs, you got to come correct, and they just didn't execute.
The problem is sometimes you get blamed because of how big the moment is, and that was a big moment, and
Absolutely.
he did not box
moments.
out.
It's sort of that perspective or that opinion in a vacuum. It's like, who can we blame it on? So, as we're getting ready to talk about, in fact, with the national title game, a lot of blame assigned, rightfully so, assigned to the referees. In that game for Oregon, it's very easy to say, Jordan, like.
Hey, what's crazy though, if you read NBADraft.net, his weakness is he uses his athleticism instead of actually boxing people out.
Oh, you don't say?
And
Wow.
he goes after block shots a lot, leaving himself out of position,
Yeah.
causing his man to get rebounds.
Now Les, I know you hoop. Granted, he gets beat on the first one. You just get beat on national TV in the national semifinals, not boxing out a smaller player.
And then you do what?
And then you come back with a bigger player on free throws, right? First of all, North Carolina missed 4 straight free throws, right?
Yep.
And then you got big boy Meeks.
Kennedy Meeks.
So you decide to not box him out either?
So when you're dog tired, you played. When you're dog tired, and he was really the only big man they had. In the whole game, they have Meeks leaning on him. If you dog tired, sometimes you don't act right.
Well, the fundamentals
know that,
definitely
right?
slip.
Yeah,
the
they
technique
slip
and
when
the
that
fundamentals slip during fatigue.
No, I get that, but two times in a row?
I'm saying he should have boxed him out, but hey.
All he had to do was one.
Because honestly, the first one, it looked like this is an easy rebound. It's a free throw. I'm going to pad my stats right here. Nope.
Feet was lead.
Yeah, exactly. And the second one, he took a step in instead of back.
Yeah, he got
and
pushed underneath.
And it was a wrap.
And it was
so,
a chicken salad wrap sandwich.
Yeah.
But picking back off of what you were starting to talk about the officiating, let's talk about the game last night.
Everybody had something to say about the game, specifically around the officials.
How about with 10 minutes left in the second half, they had 21 fouls called in the second half alone.
Yeah.
Just that.
Yeah.
How about with 47 seconds left, Meeks is sitting on the sideline with his hand out of bounds and the ball sitting on his lap, and they say it goes to North Carolina with a 2-point game.
Yeah.
Well, there was another one where they said that it was the three-pointer was blocked out of bounds, and he fouled the guy, but they didn't call it. They gave it to Gonzaga.
It's funny because when the refs are part of the game, it's so easy to see. And it's like you should know as a ref that you should not be the story. This is these kids' future. The refs should not be the story, ever.
At some point, you do have to fall back. But the refs have been not great in this tournament. Very inconsistent. You had the Gonzaga game. There was a blown call in Gonzaga's semifinal game. It's a difficult thing, and the thing is that you knew coming into this game that this was going to be a game won on the interior. So you let the boys play. Like Kevin, I know you know that as a referee coming into the game, they understand what the flow and the tempo of the game is going to be, and so they make certain decisions. And you knew coming into this game, this was about the two twin towers from Gonzaga going against Kennedy Meeks and I believe his name is Isaiah Hicks. Is it Isaiah Hicks from North Carolina?
Mr. Left Hand while he shoots. Me and you might have been the only people to see that he did that every time he shot the ball. But look, the officiating was bad. Everybody spoke up about it, but I also think for a close game, they were officiating bad basketball. I'm sorry.
Correct.
I sound like the purist, but man, if that game wasn't a 1-2 point game down the stretch, I would have turned to something else.
Well, do you think the?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to ask you. Do you think the officiating has something to do with the bad play? Nobody's in rhythm.
It does affect tempo, but it doesn't affect Mr. Jackson going, 0 for 9 from 3? Half of them were wide open, and he just, North Carolina wasn't hitting shots. They went, 35%
Yeah.
from the.
Also, I was underwhelmed by the big guy from Gonzaga, too. I think his
Who,
draft
Mark
stock
Eaton?
went down. Yeah, Mark Eaton Jr.
Fat Mark Eaton.